I had a corn dog deep in my throat when the police kicked down my bedroom door. Hands up! I jerked back, the corn dog flying from my mouth. Get on the ground now! Okay. I hit the floor, palms out. My mom had left for work 3 hours ago. I faked the cough perfectly that morning, even held the thermometer against my desk lamp while she wasn't looking. You never lie to me, she'd said, kissing my forehead. Rest up, sweetie. The second her car turned the corner, I had the whole house to myself. Best sick day ever. Or it was, until now. I was so locked into what I was doing, I didn't even hear the sirens outside. Before I could process what was happening, rough hands yanked my arms behind my back. Zip ties cut into my wrists. I was face down on my carpet. Officers were everywhere, tearing through my closet, flipping my mattress, throwing clothes across the room. One cop even opened my drawer, pulled out my fleshlight, and shoved it straight into his pocket. Evidence, he muttered. More cops flooded in, checking under my bed. Where is she? The lead officer crouched next to my face. Where's your mother? She's at work. What did she do? He cut me off. We know what we heard. Where is she? I told you. She's at her office. I'm homesick. That's when Mrs. Flynn from next door appeared in my doorway, phone pressed to her ear. What the hell is going on here? Ma'am, we received a 911 call from this address at 10:47 a.m., the lead officer said. This is a crime scene. You need to leave immediately. Mrs. Flynn didn't budge. Nobody called 911. The lead officer looked annoyed. Is your phone number 55567666767? Yes? The call came from your phone. We heard everything. My eyes went to my gaming chair. I must have been sitting on it. Shit. Suddenly radios crackled. Check the basement. 3 officers bolted from my room, boots thundering down the stairs. I could hear them below, shouting commands, furniture scraping. Mrs. Flynn was dialing frantically now. A detective arrived with paramedics rushing in behind him. One of them crouched down next to me, face inches from mine. Where the hell is your mother? Is she still alive? I was still talking to the floor, zip-tied and helpless. She's at work. Sure she is, the detective said flatly. My mind went blank. They didn't believe me. Mrs. Flynn was dialing frantically behind them, trying to reach my mom. Then call her office. They'll confirm she's there. The officers returned from the basement, shaking their heads. Clear. Check the garage, the detective ordered. 2 officers rushed out. I could hear the garage door grinding, boxes being thrown around. You said, and I quote, I'm gonna end this, the detective said, leaning close. End what? I don't know what you're talking about. Mrs. Flynn stepped forward. Maybe it was a wrong number? A mistake? We heard him directly, the lead officer said. He told someone to stay down. The garage team returned. Nothing, sir. They brought in another detective who kept asking where I'd put her. Meanwhile, officers were searching the bathroom, the hallway closet, even pulling down the attic ladder. They kept mentioning phrases from this supposed call, telling someone to stay down, saying he'd end this. Each time I had no idea what they meant. If your mother needs help, tell us now. She's at work, my voice cracked. Call Riverside Insurance. I ask for Linda. That's my mom. Another officer came down from the attic, covered in insulation. House is clear. No one here. The detective's jaw clenched. Mrs. Flynn was still trying to reach my mom. 5 calls, 6, 7. I heard her on the phone. Riverside Insurance? I need to speak with Linda. It's an emergency. That's when an officer yanked me up and sat me down. Crisscross applesauce. Another cop said, play it. Everyone crammed into my destroyed bedroom. The lead officer pulled out a tablet, hit play. There was my voice, crystal clear. Mommy, stay down, stay down. A different voice crackled through. I can't move. They're on me. My voice again. I'm gonna end this, mommy. Get ready. High-pitched screaming in the background. Me. They got mommy. She's down. More screaming. Weapon sounds. Me. I finished mommy. Let's go. Victory music. Everyone went silent. One officer slowly turned toward my desk. My monitor was still on, frozen on a Fortnite defeat screen. My headset lay tangled in the mess they'd created. The detective stared at my phone's call log, then at the gaming setup. Right then, tires screeched outside. A car door slammed. My mom's voice, shrill with panic, echoed from downstairs. Where is my son? What's happening? Every head turned toward my doorway. Footsteps pounded up the stairs. My mom burst into the room, alive and furious, her work badge still clipped to her blazer. The detective unlocked my zip ties and asked, who's mommy? My best friend. He also skipped school. Another officer frowned. That sounded like a girl. Yeah, we're 12. We squeaked. My mom stood there, chest heaving, trying to process the destroyed room. You made me leave the most important meeting of my life because my son was gaming? Then I spotted my corn dog on the floor, brushed off some carpet fuzz, and took another bite.